Given the risk, were you surprised to see that this was the layout for lunches and meal times at camp?
100%. When I arrived on site the first time, I was quite shocked.
This oil sands contractor, who we have chosen not to identify, arrived at Canadian Natural Resources Horizon mine site in late March, one of the thousands of tradespeople brought in by the company to help with a site maintenance project known in the industry as a turnaround. 3 weeks later, he says he tested positive for COVID-19. He's not sure how he was infected, but he says there were times at camp, including meal times, where he felt particularly vulnerable. Global News obtained 2 photos of a trailer 4 different workers say was used at meal times during the turnaround period at CNRL Horizon.
Like you saw in the pictures, it's really, really cramped. You're basically back to back. So you're sitting there eating your lunch, you're exposing yourself to everybody around you.
A spokesperson with Canadian Natural Resources said the photos sent by a worker to Global News indicate to us a room that was clearly closed and not for use. This configuration does not have sanitization stations, signage, and required distancing in place. Attached is a photo of a typical room that was used for lunch breaks during turnaround. Each lunch area is equipped with sanitization supplies, and the tables are set at a distance of 6 feet apart. But infectious diseases expert Craig Jenny says with what we know about the variants involved in this outbreak, there are risks associated with either configuration.
We do know that whether we term this an aerosol or whether this is droplet transmitted, it's moving through the air. And you know, I think people fail to realize that simply being 2 meters apart is not a bulletproof solution.
CNRL says all of its COVID-19 protocols were approved by Alberta Health Services. AHS says because the company's dining layout included tables closer than 2 meters, the site was told to stagger meal times so that only every other spot or table was occupied. Heather Yourex-West, Global News, Calgary.